All right, YouTube, I want to just bring you back to some content that I watch. I watched The Old Man's Garage, and the old man has a Monte Carlo that he sent to a specialist for a custom turbo kit. Now, The Old Man's Garage, they do some of their own builds, and they do some of their own chassis work, and they're popular YouTubers, and I follow them. But one of the relationships I wanted to make out here was, one, I have a custom built Monte Carlo by myself. It wasn't done for anywhere at retail. So the similarities of what the Old Man's Garage did and where he sent the car, I have done this for customers in the past, but not using titanium or stainless and a lot of TIG work. But what he says here is that, and I'm going to play it for you. So let me play this for you.
Hey guys, there's a lot. I mean, both 34 Ford.
What happened?
And then,
sorry, stay with me. So let me go back.
So the old muffler,
Right.
solid roller, big cube, and everything are top notch. So
We've got some sick flanges there.
Sure.
Up here across the bridge.
once you get into the titanium, it is. But also, listen, like we both value relationships. At the end of the day, like this isn't something that you've asked for anything from me. It's something that we've both freely offered. I mean, the amount of exposure that the shop is going to get from it is overwhelming. We're not doing it to be famous. We're not doing it to chase clout. Nothing.
This
like
is
that.
your calling card.
This is our calling
This is
card.
what you want to hang your hat
And at the
on.
end of the day, we want to attach it to people that can get it out there. And that's what you're doing for us. So this is a relationship. We're happy to help.
And you guys are kind of typically known as a Ford shop. In fact, you just became a Ford performance shop. But you guys don't exclusively work on just Fords.
No, in fact, this is one of the other advantages of working with this car is we're trying to break away from that a little bit. Like we're custom car builders, you know, and at the end of the day, not all custom cars are Fords. So we are trying to break away from that. This is a great introduction to the fact that we can work on just about anything. But at the end of the day, we're building supercars inside of whatever chassis you want to bring us. So that's where we're going.
And something else that I noticed, hanging out with you up here today, of course I haven't filmed all the, hanging out and all that stuff because I've been busy editing, but the camaraderie, the vibe up here, you've got a really good team, very talented team, very funny team. Like you guys could have your own reality.
So the point of what's coming next to this thing is what this guy says. Like Caleb and Jude, these guys are custom car fabricators, right? They're learning custom car fabrication right here in my shop from me. So when you come into a shop like mine, you're not getting your average Pep Boys mechanic or Mavis mechanic or...
I got a fuel cell sitting up front to go in the Honda right now.
This is a good video you guys should watch because what this guy's doing and what he's saying is important to me and it's going to become important to you guys as you evolve in what you're doing here, starting your race car and fabrication and all this stuff. Learning how to TIG weld here. What Meineke shops have a TIG welder or a plasma cutter? None that you know of, right? Which ones build LS twin turbo cars or 70 Camaro twin turbo LS swapped, all custom built chassis, none. This shop does that kind of work. Problem is we're not reaching enough of those customers that have this to do that kind of work, right? But I want you to listen to this. So Jude builds custom cars. Jude brings cars here and takes them all apart and makes them custom fabrication. Caleb too. And it's not piles of crap that he's grabbing all junkyard parts and twisting wires together and making it work.
Open my bottom drawer. That's all. There's probably $5,000 worth of parts at least in that bottom.
Right. But let me finish this to you. So just to give you guys some example, this guy has his own garage. His son drag races. These guys are no joke. They're street racers or track racers. They build their own shit, but they send out for upholstery. They send out for air conditioning. They send out for super custom stuff. And this is insane. I don't know why he did a SBC blow through, but maybe budget. But listen to what he says. This is important.
TV show.
None of listen, let me be as clear as I can possibly be. None of this happens without my brothers. They're my family. You know what I mean? I would say kid brothers. They're all
like we all went out to dinner tonight. We had a great time, all of us, and it's just a really tight-knit group. It reminds me a little bit like the guys at the body shop. I call them the kids at the body shop. Like
They
They're
send
a
out
great
their
group
body
of
work,
people and they
like
get
kind
along
of
great.
same shit we do. We have an electrical guy, or if we can't do it, we have a body shop and paint guy if we can't do
We're trying
it.
to set ourselves in kind of a top tier of stuff, and I let them know that, hey, along with chasing excellence comes a lot of stress. You know, it comes a lot of burdens. It comes a lot of anxiety. It comes a lot of tension. But we need to step back every now and again and realize just how blessed we are to do this type of stuff. We're building turbo kits and
Yes.
cool Monte Carlos. And these guys have an opportunity to do what they love. And I think when you go hard for one another and you put, excellence up there at the top, both in the way that you treat each other and the product, honestly, the rest of it takes care of itself, in my opinion.
As much as I hated to do it, I had to leave the Monte Carlo in Michigan.
Hold on, I'm not finished. Let me back this up.
You know how expensive all that Vibrant shit
Something
was?
that we don't apologize for.
Hold on, listen.
No,
Get out of here.
I want you to listen to
Joe,
this.
thank you.
Yeah, we love you. No,
Well, they may not be Canadian much longer.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a great time,
fun as always.
but it's time for me to head home.
Please, they don't weld as well. The Blaine brothers also supplied accessories, wastegates, blow-off valves, once we've got a little bit of the routing on the hot side. So
shit
when
looks
we
like
build the
that.
headers, set the turbos obviously in place.
No,
now
yeah.
the hot
My brother's
side,
car looks
and
like
then
that,
we
same
take a look to see where the wastegates are going to sit.
Mine doesn't look
So
like that yet.
obviously there's
There is room for
I got the
them,
headers.
and Vibrant's setting some titanium mufflers for it.
Yep. So it's tough to see the downpipe in here, but we've got a titanium downpipe, which coming off the turbine housing, FIS turbos, we've got a pretty short run from the turbine housing to the outer fender.
That's something Michaela's going to show you.
So
His
we
box
start
and when you're
with
talking.
the
fuck.
titanium. He originally thought of it.
So this is just a little shop sound system that we started doing. Jude's got it all over his box over there too.
Not like that.
Bottom drawer. This is for the daily. This is Transpan. Alltech ECU. We got a billet front diff. Billet front LSD. Aeromotive A1000 fuel pump. Competition super single clutch is rated for between 5 to 1200, I believe. Billet shifter. Then we have my rear diff mounts for the Honda. I think that's just about it. That's a CRV ECU that came with all my stuff. But just had a fuel cell come in yesterday, that's going in. I have a full tubular rear suspension set up, so it's tubular rear trailing arms, billet rear control arms. It's all coming in on Thursday for the all-wheel drive swap because I needed custom hubs and everything to run the wheels that I just bought. It's not what I need to go 5-lug.
So we start with obviously.
You find what you're looking for yet?
There's not very many unique mandrel bends, so that's why we usually do so many pie cuts. A lot of times people
Like if
say,
you look
hey,
at my brother's
why do you do pie cuts?
Camaro that I
First
did,
of all, I love the
it looks
design.
like this
Shows
in
more
polished
fabrication.
stainless. It's not
That's
TIG,
one
it's
thing.
MIG welded
But a lot
together.
of
Yeah.
things
But
that
it's
we're
sick.
doing, they're not tight 90, they're not 485, they're not loose radius.
And
We're
what he
talking
says
unique
in this
angles
video,
that require,
he said, how much does this
require a pie cut. So
job
you're not
cost?
gonna do a
He
mandrel
says,
bend out of titanium
not that I
or
can afford it.
titanium.
So this guy obviously is making money on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's got some other income going on. They have a shop in their backyard.
Which, if you wanted to, which the plan is to.
And he said, what he said was, thanks to Vibrant helping out, right, with him, all
Dude.
these pieces.
Vibrant stuff is expensive.
An 8-inch Vibrant titanium muffler that's got a 4-inch
Said how Vibrant was so good to them, even when he ordered the wrong stuff or made mistakes. They sent him stuff, so probably for free, right?
I don't want this thing to be like really, really loud.
The turbos themselves are going to act as a little bit of a muffler.
Right.
Solid roller, big cubic inch.
So
17 to 1
they brought that car there with the engine and the accessories and all that stuff in
But I'm also a little bit
it.
interested
He
to
wanted
see what
air
it sounds like
conditioning, he
without
wanted it
mufflers, because obviously you've got
discreetable. There was no
some short
turbos,
exhaust.
there
But
was
the nice
nothing.
thing is we packaged everything in there to give you the option.
Yeah.
So,
One thing I am really happy about is the wastegates. The way those are
And my
laid
brother's
out.
car is kind of like that, but I have them feeding
yeah,
back
so
into
waste
the
gates
car.
are some of the last things that
But
we
what he
do.
says is,
Add
you know,
accessories, waste gates,
I can't
blow-off
afford this, and I
valves,
couldn't
once we got
afford to
a
do
little
this
bit of
without
routing on
you
the hot
and your
side. So
and your
when we
help
build the
and
headers,
collaboration.
Set the turbos obviously in place.
That what
route
would this
the hot
cost?
side,
And he
then
said
we take a look to see where the waste gates are gonna
$30,000
sit.
to
So,
$40,000
obviously there's
when you're
function
talking
and
about
there's
custom
design.
fabrication,
We wanted to take
fitment
advantage
work
of some of the design
on top
aspects
of
it to get the waste gates in
3
parallel
weeks
with the
of
compressors and the
shop
turbines.
time and
Totally
staying on it
unnecessary,
and
but for the
creating
front,
this.
it
Not
creates
a
kind of
full
layered,
build.
stacked angle from
40,000.
side to
I would
side.
tell you
You
that's
see waste
beautiful.
gate, turbine
I don't agree with a lot of how he
compressor
did it,
all in a
but it
row.
is
And
beautiful.
then you see from left to right, it looks almost identical. So we put a heavy emphasis on making sure the sight lines on everything are top notch. So
We've got some sick flanges on those turbos. Where'd those come from?
In Metro Detroit, we've got some really talented shops. So good friends of ours at Blaine Brothers Racing supplied these billet T4
Three
flanges
brothers
that
did
they
on
make
this one.
in-house. The ones that we had were a cast stainless, not nearly as flashy as these. They don't weld as well.
If we had
The
the
Blaine
customers
Brothers
for this
also
kind of work,
supplied, our
I would go
stereos.
to the next
They
levels.
have all that stuff
But in the
in-house.
South Jersey, you don't see that.
No,
No, but
Titanium
we-
isn't good exhaust material.
I understand what they did here. It's glitz and glam. It's showing what these guys do for custom built stuff. And we've custom built stuff. We custom build chassis parts. We custom build exhaust parts. We custom fabricate shit.
We-
You guys TIG weld. You make aluminum stuff. Like you're not, custom car audio. We're not your average Meineke spill and fill and rotate your tires.
well, yeah. I mean, when I went over to my box, I got the shop system sitting on top of my box right now, and then I panned over to Jude's part, and I mean, you can barely
But
see it
another
from here,
relationship
but
I wanted to make is my car. When people say you didn't build your car, they're obviously not following Meineke Cineminson or
Mm-hmm.
me.
That's what I'm saying. You need to get a booth at like the auto
Right,
show. or something.
I built my own turbo kit.
90% of the
There
cars
wasn't
there-
store-bought turbo kit and bolted on. It was complete all fabricated.
That's where you're gonna find a lot of the people that want to have custom shit done to their car.
I don't think that they're willing to pay with this guy.
yeah,
They might not be
That's a
willing
whole.
to pay.
This is a
but
can
you'll
dig
get-
it level
you'll get
guy
interest.
in a small
Exposure.
environment.
Interest and exposure.
Yeah. So, so when people say,
Because realistically,
like when that
there's-
customer said, "I'm a bad mechanic," you're a bad person. That's what I really wanted to say, but I had, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you
You're a
mean.
bad person, and I'm an excellent mechanic, and you just don't understand.
Because there's like 6 different wrap shops. It's like
And
not
all the
everybody
wrap shops that I
does the
seen
same
over in
shit.
Philly that they were exposing their
half-
product lines,
Half of them are in
Yeah, I know.
Jersey.
they were garbage.
Half of them are in Jersey. I'm just like, it's all the same crap. You obviously have your select few that are like, all right, this is real fucking.
Yeah. So then I told
custom
April, I said, so when I
But
tell you
it's
my
like,
investment in
oh.
the Monte Carlo was really over the years probably $150,000. If you put reality to what this guy's saying, my build is probably just in labor time in a professional environment
Double that.
$30,000 worth of just custom
You
labor
don't even
time.
think
no,
about
it's
it.
more than
Or
that.
probably more than that.
It's
and
more
then
than that at
one-off
this
parts
point.
and-
You don't think about the labor time.
Mhm.
You just
well, he
do
just
it.
said that, 3 weeks of 10-hour days of fabrication work and engineering and TIG welding. Like he says it right there.
Rachel just asked how much money I have in the Civic. She goes, "What, like 3,000?"
Yeah.
And I just kind of laughed, like, and I realistically I stopped counting at 10, but it's got to be somewhere
But
around.
this car-
That's
this
just
one
in
is sick.
parts, though. That's not in the labor.
Well,
to
I
do
know
that.
that I got to be close to $20,000-$30,000 in parts in that thing.
I'm afraid to smell
Like-
the Corvettes.
Custom AC system fitment.
You're
custom
probably
radiators.
right where I am.
I love more.
But-
the price of the car that the initial investment was.
So
more.
the point of the story.
Well, yeah.
Quality mechanics and quality products and quality fabrication work comes at a big cost.
Mhm.
And even if you don't expect that and you're still getting it in your regular shop, it still requires a premium because it's something no one's doing. But I can't wait till next year at the auto show and have a booth for all of our shit to be displayed. And like,
You got to actually finish your shit.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Half the shit in there is.
And if they do a best show for an '86 Monte Carlo, I would bet I would take first place.
It was kind of like.
I feel like
Or an '86 Monte Carlo,
I feel like we could win best group.
possibly. Yeah. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, do it so we can
It's-
actually like get our shit.
We are gonna do it.
Good.
Because I mean, we do have a diverse thing. Because I talked to Cam about the plan for next year, and he was like, "You should convince him to get the Miata in."
Yeah.
It's like-
He's got to get all that shit together.
Well,
His Miata.
no, his Miata,
Oh.
because he's got his
You can
Turbo
have
LS Miata.
5 cars from you, maybe 6 cars from you.
Alone.
Like Jude's build.
Well, he's got to at least finish one.
Well, the 240. Not
Corvette
that
will be
much.
finished.
That'll be done.
The vet will be finished because that's what he cares about
5
right
or
now.
6 cars from Jude of all different variations of custom work, right?
Mhm.
And then maybe 1 or 2 from you, depending on how far you get along on.
The Honda's gonna be done. I don't think I'm gonna get
I
another.
may have a minor build I may do with 1 more, but I'm probably not.
It's probably
just to show that
We need a calendar.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
a virtual calendar that
this
counts
shit
down
here,
the
I've been
next-
doing it here for years.
The next year's,
You know.
next year's auto show.
I have my
So, like,
Honda.
It'll say, like, it's like a Christmas countdown, but for the auto show.
And you guys weren't here when I did 1970 Monty.
Nope.
LS swap.
I remember
LS3
that
swap.
coming in.
Yeah, I
Still
remember it
documented
coming
on
back.
YouTube. 69 Camaro motor swap and fabrication work. There's been a lot of that stuff that's went on here for customers. But I've been here 19 years. I've had 3 custom car builds here. So 70 Monte Carlo, complete LS swap, drivetrain, rear end, wire harness, custom air conditioning. 69 Camaro, take out the Ratty 350, 383 build, custom exhaust, all kinds of other stuff. And then 1950 Ford F100 that came in on leaf spring, which was Mercury Grand Marquis front suspension swap, electronic power steering customized before even EPS was anything. I was already making those kits. The Dodge DeSoto that comes here, Mad Mike, 3-finger Mike,
Okay.
that has custom EPS put in it by me. I did that shit 15, 20 years ago, not even 15 years ago in that area, before it was even going on.
Like mainstream.
Right,
Yeah.
and mainstream now you can buy kits. I had to make kits out of, resistors and used steering columns out of Saturn views and stuff like that. But that market's not here. It just goes to show the level of what goes on.
We're capable.
We're capable. And like you said the other day, customer wants it fixed and they want to spend the money, we'll get it done. We'll figure it out. We just don't have enough of these people to do that to go to the next level. So maybe after we get some exposure at the Philly Car Show, we might see some more.
It doesn't warrant
race car and
the
fabrication.
time that it takes to learn, take well, like that, and be able to take well. Like, yeah,
He's not under the gun. He's saying, all right, I'm $600 an hour for my fabrication stills, right?
Yeah.
It's got to have a huge number attached to it because it's not a high volume thing. You got 3 people on payroll on a huge building and high cost of goods. So he's not doing anything for $150 an hour.
No.
He's probably not even going to look at your product without saying there's a consultation fee, which I would bet you.
Oh yeah.
You follow me? So on the top, he's getting paid just to see if you can afford what this guy wants to do to your car based on your response. So for us, we're not really that level, and I would like to do that. I would love to just say, yeah, it's a consultation fee. Here's our build. You want something like that? It's $1,000 to see your car and look at it, and then we're going to talk about what I think it's going to cost. And you're going to say, all right, this guy just telling you $30,000-$40,000, and the car doesn't run. He brought him a car with the engine, transmission, accessory drive on it, and the carburetor, and then he's building everything around that to give him what he wants.
I was talking last night.
So you're not even get your car back running. You're getting, here's your turbo kit. Now you're going to get your car back, and you're going to figure out how to run it and tune it.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy last night at one of the booths about wrapping. I just wanted to get pricing and see what do these shops charge. And I was like, what's the absolute worst it would cost to wrap like this, my 90 Miata? They're like, oh, $4,000 would probably be the worst. I'm like,
And not for 100% quality. So see how he has his upper radiator support?
Yeah.
So in my car, I completely did the same thing. I eliminated my radiator support. And this is basically what you see in my car, just as more
oh, he has
glitz and glam.
He has the blow-off valve off the intercooler.
Off the intercooler,
That's actually
which is pretty cool. But that's a huge intercooler. Then he has the AC condenser. Then he has a big custom radiator.
But you just went straight air to water though. That's
Yeah, so for my difference in what he spent here, he should have just went LS, eliminated the giant front mount intercooler. But this is this guy's build. He said, hey, you do what you want, right?
That's a beautiful car.
It's beautiful, and you can see he's just in fabrication mode. What I don't agree with is
He's facing the turbos
the
inward.
turbos are collecting all this hot air,
There's also no way to give it fresh, like ram air at all either.
and it's very appealing to the eye.
Not very functional.
It is functional. I mean,
It's
still gonna make
functional, but
power.
it's not going to be.
Your IETs you're gonna get heat to it pretty quick.
If they run race
Depends on
gas,
what
it won't
fuel.
be so
Yeah,
bad.
if he's running
Yeah.
methanol, it doesn't. fucking
Yeah, he might run methanol too. But most people who run methanol
But, I
aren't
mean,
running
it-
a radiator.
Or an
Well,
intercooler.
and not only that, he has AC for a reason. How many
Yeah.
street cars do you know that are straight meth?
yeah.
Not many.
Maybe meth injection. He may
see
have
this
water-
here?
Yeah, possibly meth injection
This
or water meth.
turbos here, it's taking on 160, 180, 200 degree
Yeah,
air
he-
temps,
from that. And
air
not
to
mention
water,
that-
heat soaked from the radiator
Mhm.
above the titanium. So this is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Where I changed mine is I wanted to keep the heat off of everything, and I also wanted to make the radiator support not that big bulky piece, and mine looks really good. I can't wait to get it back and paint and touch up and clean up everything so it really, when you open the hood, it blings.
Now I gotta get fenders.
We got some time. I want to see that. So where my hoop is on my car, it comes underneath the radiator support, and then the front of my car here, where my hoop is the power steering cooler, and then there's no air to air because we have air to water.
Exactly.
But then I have a heat exchanger for the air to water in there too.
And your
and your
transcooler's
AC
in the back.
condenser, transcoolers, remote. So tons of fabrication work, tons. And this does look good, but what I would have did away with this and would have went LS. That would just, I don't know why he did. Maybe he just had a motor laying around. But this is a fantastic build. And a small block on boost. I mean, he might be able to keep 900 to 1,000 horsepower together on that. That block, if it's a stock block, which it may or may not be, it has its limits. That's not going to hold a 1,500 horsepower combination on a stock block. So if it's a stock block on a decent build, you know, he'd be lucky to hold 1,000 horsepower together, which is still stout. But this guy, like they said, they started their stuff with Mustangs, and then obviously there's probably not enough Mustang money out there, right? That's what I'm thinking. And now they want to diversify and say, hey, we can custom build you anything for any one of your cars, no matter what vehicle you bring us.
Once you understand the basics of it, you're going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really that hard.
Fantastic.
And everybody, like, I get a lot of questions on, like even the ammo boxes I put on the side of the Jeep.
Yeah.
Like, when I was building it, the guys at Ford were like, where the fuck did you come up with this? I'm like, I just had an idea, and I was like, it'll work this way.
Yeah.
It's not the prettiest shit, but it's functional.
Insane.
I've done 80, 90 in the Jeep on the highway, and it's worked. They're still on, so.
Thanks for watching BYEPOLR. Fantastic work. And he said he's not looking for the guy that's not looking for my kind of work in the video.
Yeah.
And then Old Man's Garage said he knows he can't afford to pay for this job unless they work together with him and Byron. That says a lot about, you know, what this guy wants to do in his shop environment.